Hey guys, and welcome to another Your Tech Report video. Today we're going to talk about all the ways that you can watch Apple TV's new streaming service, Apple TV Plus, today. Thanks for being here. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, hit that subscribe button down below. It helps us to bring more videos like this to you. And if you want to get notified, hit that notification bell. It does wonders and sends you an email every time we've got a brand new video like this to share with you. So Apple TV Plus, a brand new streaming service that's available in pretty much every country, available today, November 1st, if you're watching it on November 1st. It is available to you if you have, no, you don't only need an Apple device. You can actually view this content on a myriad of different devices. For example, Roku, for example, Amazon, for example, name it. So we're going to talk about different ways that you can tune into Apple TV Plus right now. The easiest way, obviously, is if you have an iOS device. If you've got an iOS device, like an iPhone and pretty much any generation, and all you got to do is you got to drag down from the top and you type search for TV, and you'll get Apple TV. You'll launch it here and you'll be able to see all the content that you've purchased in the iTunes library, all the movie content that you've got there. You'll be able to access, obviously, everything that you've purchased. But as of November 1st, you'll be able to access all of Apple's original programming directly here in the app. This is pretty cool, especially if you've got an iOS device. You don't have an iOS device, there's a couple other ways that you can tune in. Obviously, the easiest one is to use an Apple TV device. This is the Apple TV 4K. It's a set-top box that plugs in via HDMI. There's other ports in the back as well. For example, you've got an Ethernet port. And if you have that little box there, then all you got to do is plug that into your TV. We'll demonstrate this on this really, really nice 55-inch LG OLED display that we've got sitting around here. Just happens to be sitting around the office. Thank you to LG. That's going back really soon. But here, if you plug this into the any HDMI port in your TV, all you got to do is go to Input. You can see that it sees the Apple TV via HDMI right there. So we're going to go right to Apple TV, and you can browse through, obviously, all the content on the Apple TV. Now, the cool thing about Apple TV, the actual hardware, is that it also allows you to install things like Netflix, and it basically turns your TV into a smart TV, obviously with Apple's proprietary skin, etc., etc. So once you've got this installed, you just go to the TV app itself, and it's going to start showing you everything that you've purchased before, but also it's going to give you access to Apple TV Plus's new streaming library. So those are the two kind of easiest ways to get into this ecosystem and kind of dive into Apple TV Plus's new service. So let's kind of dive deeper a bit, because if you do have a newer generation smart TV, like this LG behind me, you can go to their home screen and you can kind of browse over here, and if you go all the way to the end, you have the LG Content Store. The LG Content Store is their app store for different things, different games, different utilities, like things like Netflix, Hulu, etc., etc. And if you have a newer generation TV that is compatible, then when you scroll down, you are going to hit on Apple TV Plus, and you'll be able to install that directly on your TV so that you can enjoy that content directly on your actual smart TV. We've touched upon using the Apple TV hardware if you don't have a smart TV, but there are other ways if you don't have a smart TV to enjoy this content. And one of our favorite ways is through Roku devices. So over here on the table, you can have a couple different Roku devices that are available. We've got the Roku Express, which is their kind of entry-level model. It basically is a little set-top box receiver that you can actually hide this behind your TV. It comes with the Roku remote. It comes with the HDMI cable. It even comes with the batteries that you need to plug into the remote. Everything you need to get started and get up and running and going is right here in this box. All you need is a Wi-Fi signal, and you literally plug it into any HDMI port that's available on your TV. You use the Roku app. You set up your account. It's a free account. There are free apps. There's free content stores. Lots of very cool stuff on the Roku platform. And of course, one of those happens to be Apple TV Plus. So a couple other Roku devices that we've got here as well is the Roku Premier. This is their higher end model. It's got 4K HDR, extremely affordable. Of course, it's backwards compatible to 1080p HD. You've got the mobile app control, so if you don't actually have the remote, you can use your mobile app, which is really neat. An additional and a kind of a bonus feature of the mobile app is that multiple people can use the app, connect to the device, and actually listen to it quietly. So you don't have to have the volume up on the TV. So if your kids are watching something on Netflix, you can say, guys, plug in your iPads, plug in my phone, take a listen to it through here on the headphones, and you don't interrupt anybody in the house. That's really cool. This is the higher end Roku device, which is really neat because the remote actually features a headphone jack on the side on some generations. I think they're getting rid of that because of the mobile app, but we'll confirm that down the road. The remote on this one is also RF, so you don't need to actually point it at the TV. It'll recognize it kind of throughout your home, which is pretty neat. Then we've got my favorite device from the Roku platform, and that is the Streaming Stick Plus. This has 4K HDR. It's pretty much got the same feature set as the Roku Premiere, but it comes in a package that's tiny. I'm going to actually unbox this one for you. Hopefully it's not taped shut, because you got to see the form factor of this device. This is the size of pretty much a USB memory stick. So let's open the device here, and inside you've got the Roku remote. You've got a Wi-Fi adapter. This Wi-Fi adapter, basically, it powers the device, but it also enhances the Wi-Fi on the Roku streaming stick itself. It comes with the HDMI cable, the batteries, and, of course, the power adapter, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, you've got the streaming stick device itself, which allows you to plug it directly into any HDMI port in the device, and it's really the size of just any kind of USB stick, which is really, really cool. Now, there's one other way to access Roku content without needing to go out and buy these devices. And that is, if you're in the market for a new TV, I recommend searching for TVs that have Roku built in. TCL, Hisense, Vizio, all make Roku TVs, like this 32-inch TCL that I've got right here. The cool thing about this is that the remote for the TV and the whole operating system of the TV itself is Roku. So you power this thing on, and you're going to be welcomed by the Roku screen itself, which is really, really neat. So you can see you've got the home screen, you've got the feed, you've got the search, streaming channels, settings, you've got all your inputs, you've got all the apps, and you can customize all this, by the way, to put whatever you want, wherever you want. So for example, if I had something on my HDMI port 1, I could actually name it. I can give it a name, and I can give it an icon, which is really cool. And you can scroll down and see all these different channels, which is really cool. And you can add and remove channels as you will. So once you've set up this TV, and this is a cool process, you go to the Roku app itself. So here, let's type Roku app on this happens to be on my iOS device. And you can see right there on the Roku app is Apple TV. So I'm going to hit Apple TV. I'm going to hit Add Channel. It's going to ask me to sign off on some agreements. And it starts adding the channel to all my Roku accounts. So any Roku device that's signed into my account, whether it's a TV, whether it's a streaming stick, or the Premiere, or whatever it is going to get this channel added to it. So you see it says adding channel here. We're going to wait a couple seconds, and what should happen is when we look on the Roku TV, it's going to actually add Apple TV as one of the options here. There's another way to do this as well, which is, of course, going to streaming channels. And this is their channel store. And you can see right here on the channel store, you got Apple TV here as well. So I can scroll right to it. I can go Apple TV, and I can add channel here, and it will actually add it to my TV as well. So here, let's go add channel here. It's going to ask me to agree, and it's going to add Apple TV. So I'm doing this kind of on both devices at the same time. So you've got obviously the app going here, but we're adding it directly to the TV. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. It should add it to our home screen and automatically make it one of our favorites, which is pretty cool. So here we go, channel added. It's been added to the end of home, so we hit OK. We go back home, which is just the home button on the remote. And if you go down and scroll to the bottom, Apple TV right there. And you can go right into it, and you'll be able to access anything that you've purchased in the iTunes catalog, video that is, so TV shows, movies, documentaries, etc., etc. Plus, you'll be able to access Apple TV Plus when it's finally available, and obviously today it is available. So those are just some of the ways you can tune into Apple TV Plus starting today. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a thumbs up. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe there's something we missed. Let us know. Comments below are there for that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next video.